like two fires, movement so graceful. Wildcat in the jungle with dangerous claws. Movement she anticipates, a sight is set on her prey. Like stars in the darkest night, crystallize, fascinate. If you wanna stay alive, if you don't wanna be her prey, don't stand in her way. Run, run, run away. Crystallize, 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 watching her prey. Crystallize, 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 fascinate.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sim Racers World Vodcast update number 3. Well, plans have changed. Originally, this was supposed to be me and Andy doing the regular updates. Week 13, obviously, with all the updates on week 13, and obviously just an update on what's happening behind the scenes at Sim Racers World. Well, what I can tell you is that plans have changed massively, and I'm on my own, and the reason will all become clear shortly. It's been a very difficult period for me over the last few weeks, and I've got it all written down here, guys, and effectively what I want to do is I want to read it to you. I was going to do it off the top of my head, but I don't want to miss anything, and I don't want to miss anyone. It's basically an open letter to the community, and what I want to do is read this to you word for word. Basically, I just don't want to miss anything. Okay, this isn't going to be easy for me, but I'm going to kind of go through it. In August 2015, I started this community with two other guys, Dean Wallington and Lee Deemer, as somewhere we could run a Project Cars private league, just somewhere where we could do it, and basically we could kind of chat about the racing that we did. Little did we ever imagine that 4.5 years later we'd have 1,200 members, 4 private iRacing leagues that involve over 300 drivers and 50 teams. Not only that, but now broadcasting our own league on our own TV channel as well. That journey over the last 4 years has been utterly amazing, and I've always had the community at the heart of everything that we've done, from the racing to the merchandise to the meetings at Zolder and Spa last year, and the ability to put faces to names and meeting with friends, having a beer and enjoying real life motorsport is what it's always been about. In the beginning of 2019, I announced that I wanted to get our GT3 league to the iRacing esports network. Some of the admins told me I was mad, but by the autumn of that year we did it. We were, at the time, the biggest and only GT3 league on the esports network. We'd achieved what seemed like the impossible in a really short space of time, and the only reason why we got there was because of the community support and returning drivers year after year, season after season. Apparently I'm a bit quiet and I'm not quite sure why. Sorry, Bod. Let's have a look. I've got the mic turned up as far as it will go. Hold on. Let me try and sort it out for you guys. Right, is that any better? Can anybody hear me a little bit better? Is that better, Bod? Let me know. Okay, I'll carry on. I'll talk up just a little bit. During that time, I've made some amazing lifetime friends, and 3 of those actually made it to my wedding in November, which meant an incredible amount to myself, Liv, and on our big day. Liv and I were also totally humbled at the Spa 24-hour last year with the generous surprise of a VIP box arranged by Stephen and his business partners. In fact, the hospitality that we've had and been shown in Belgium by the Benelux guys is always amazing. We've had more trips planned to Zolder and Spa 24-hour again this year, and these will be my 2020 highlights for sure. I've also been promised a special opportunity from an SRW league driver at the Spa 24 Hour as a thank you for the work that I've done over the past 2 or 3 years. More will become clear later this year. I will also be taking one of my team drivers, John McConville, to Spa for his first ever motorsport event. This I am looking forward to very much, as he has been through hell in his personal life in the last 12 months, and it's the least that I could do for him. However, it is with sad regret from the end of the current SRW league season in May, I will be stepping away from SRW for good. I've had a really tough time in my personal life over the last 3 weeks, and it's made me realise that I'm neglecting certain aspects of my family life that I cannot afford to ignore. Not only that, but the last time I actually sat in my sim rig was for the Bathurst 12 Hour, and before that the last round of the GT series in November, and before that the 15th of September 2019, and it makes me think of all the money that I've spent and invested in my setup is just sitting there and not being used for the reason it was purchased. Especially when I look back and think in 2018 I was an iRacing season champion in my division in the IMSA series. That pains me. The rig is there, it's collecting dust and it's not doing anything. Over the past couple of months I've reached out to the community for assistance, but this hasn't materialised in the way I'd hoped it had, and I have to make a difficult decision to stop. I do not get paid. Every penny from the race fees goes back into racing, with the broadcasts, the website fees, the domain names, and the web hosting. It all costs money, and it all goes directly back into the pot. It's not about the money, and it never has been. It's just the time it takes to organise the whole show is now taking up more time than I'm prepared to give. Add into that fact that I receive over 900 Facebook messages a week, and that's without Discord, Instagram and Twitter, and I hope you guys can actually see where I'm coming from. Sorry, turn the page. You're all probably you're probably all wondering what happens now. Well, as we stand, all the seasons currently we have running will roll on. The broadcast continues, and as these are all paid for, the trophies will be ordered and sent out to the respective champions at the end of the season. But once that's happened, for me, the involvement will cease. If there are any guys in my admin team that wish to carry on, then they can by all means carry it forward into the autumn and beyond, but it will be their decision, not mine. I will offer my knowledge if they wish to do that, and so that the racing can continue for you guys without too much of a hitch, and I hope by the time we get to the Zolder meet in late May, a decision would have been made by the guys and made public that weekend. What I will say is that after all the outgoings are settled, whatever is left in my personal PayPal account will be donated to cancer research charity in the UK, unless the decision is made to carry on, and these monies will be used to secure more server rentals or broadcast fees, whatever they decide. At this point, I would like to thank everyone for their involvement over the last 4 years, and special mentions go out to our sponsors, Jochen at Dynamics, who's been with us as a title sponsor since day one, Ben at Abruzzi, Michael at Simortal and Ben at Thanesit, who has also been a massive support, and if it wasn't for Ben, we would never have had our first broadcast. Without these guys, none of this would have been possible, and it's been great working with you all. I can't sign off this evening though without saying some special individual thank yous. Gregory Ranks, my best buddy, for spreading the word 2 years ago and pretty much inviting the whole of Belgium into the community, and for being the sensible head when I lose mine, and for just being there all the time to chat to. Thanks, Greg. Ronald Moons for the technical know-how and being around when the admins break the website, also fronting some of the costs that are involved with the website hosting and working tirelessly on the new website. Peter Grouse, whose unfaltering work on the race direction meant that when he stepped down, he had someone who could step into his shoes with absolutely no worry on my part whatsoever. Bart Dalman, for the amount of time he puts in behind the scenes currently as GT3 race director and F3 series director. Thanks, Bart. Sebastian Hebra, for the amazing support he's shown over the last few weeks, even to the point of relinquishing his drive in the endurance series to help me in race direction, knowing that I was struggling. Andy Hopley, for the unbelievable work he's put into creating the amazing TCR League at the expense of his own personal life at times. Apologies also go out to him for dragging him into it without giving him the full story on how a league is created and a broadcast is made, and just how much his time is required behind the scenes. Massive apologies to his wife Despo, because I know it's been tough for Andy too. Special mention goes out to Stephen DeWolf and John McConville. Both of these guys will end up being friends for life. These two guys have made me realise that in the face of adversity and the toughest hardship a man can go through, life still goes on, as long as you have good friends and family around you. Anton Dupin, whose spreadsheet knowledge far exceeded mine at times, and without him the series points would have taken hours and hours every week, but I must apologise to him for the amount of times I've broken his sheets. Sam and Marco from Apex, without the passion these guys have shown for the GT series, it would never have gotten to where it is today. There are, of course, countless others working behind the scenes that need a mention as well. Race stewards who have a thankless job every week sorting out racing incidents and sometimes even facing abuse from passionate drivers, and of course every driver that has competed in every race we've ever organised. It just remains for me to say that the journey has been epic, and I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for every single memory you've created, and I will be eternally grateful. Cheers guys, it's not been easy. It certainly wasn't easy writing that. If you've got any questions, I'm staying live. It's not been an easy last few weeks for me, but I'm here if you want to ask questions. If not, then we can wrap it up. But thank you very much. You've all been amazing. What we've created is amazing, and I hope the legacy lives on. But for the foreseeable future, it's going to live on without me, guys. Thank you. Thank you all. Well, I know there's a few of you watching. Message me, text me. I'm going to be about to the end of the season, and I will be behind the scenes, but I just won't be at the forefront, not for the next few weeks. There's lots to sort out, lots of loose ends to tie up, and thanks Craig and Marco. You guys have been brilliant, and everybody that's been out there, everybody that's raced in every series, everybody that's mentioned me and the team in their after race reports, it's been amazing. I just can't deal with it anymore. It's way too much. I'm sure and I'm hoping somebody out there will take over the mantle. I hope the name Sim Racers world continues to shine, but at this moment in time, I just can't do it. It's too much for me. So thanks guys. Andy, thank you very much. Ben, you've all been wonderful. Bod, the support that you guys have shown me. The story's not over. We're going to meet in Zolder, and we're coming back to Spa. Those guys that are coming to Zolder in May, that's if the coronavirus will allow us, coming to Zolder in May, and it's going to be an amazing weekend. 3 birthdays that weekend as well. Plenty of beer, and as Andy put it earlier on today, potentially my leaving party. So yeah, it's been a journey, and I've lived every second of it, and some of the stuff that I can tell you guys, it's been amazing. So thank you. Yeah, we'll we'll speak again soon, guys. Who knows? Maybe I'll be on a vodcast soon and just giving you just some community updates, and that's it. You know. But as for league direction, I'm done, guys. I'm done. I've given everything. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. It's been an amazing journey. I'll catch you all soon. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.